the one thing that got me thinking was, why are people challenging me about the things I'm doing? Why are people questioning for example, my radio, my media experience? When I said this is what I want to do, why are you questioning? When I said this is what I want for this station, why are you doubting me?
I've been here.
Allow me to do it. See what happened. Thank you. I've been here. I never understood until years later when I realized that's what Wachira was trying to do. He was trying to help me be bolder, stronger,
tougher.
Wacha kuhepa, wacha woga, like that. And so because I didn't understand, or get it, so he moved me to TV and said, okay, I'm gonna give you a challenge. I want a breakfast show.
On Citizen.
I want a breakfast show. I want you guys to go think about it, research on it, give me a name, come up with names, and let's meet. And so he got me, Kobe Kihara, and Mutegi Njau. Mutegi Njau was there for a reason. So Mutegi Njau now honed our interview skills. Mutegi Njau is the one who said, they're not PR interviews. You're not a PR station. You hit, and took us on a training course on how to read and understand what people are not saying. That's where the story is.
Yep.
What are they not saying? Go there and tafuta. That was Mutegi. And then Mutegi, because he was older, and us guys, ujana. So he toned us down. It's like, dude, why are you getting excited? Chill, bruh.
And what is the name of the show?
Power
Breakfast.
Yeah. That was us. That was our creation. Sanctioned by Wachira. Wachira told us, go. And that's what Wachira does. And most of the times, when Wachira sends you on a journey, on a challenge, he knows what he wants. He just wants you to figure it or create it. He just said, I want to start a breakfast show on television. And Wachira was like, your competition is radio. You see the biggest radio show in the country. I want you to compete with those guys. I want guys to choose, do I listen to radio or do I watch this breakfast show on television?
Let me ask you, Jimmy. You've worked in so many different places. Media houses, not in
3 decades, yes.
First of all, there's something about Citizen that I feel they've managed to tap that a lot of stations have not.
Yeah, understanding the local market, understanding trends, understanding consumer trends, what people like.
Yeah.
Wachira is brilliant at that. I say Wachira because a lot of the changes you saw on raw media happened when he came. Fact. No one can argue with that. Fact. Papa Shirandula, he went and watched a movie that was called, it was a movie about a guy and a chick stuck in a loo, but in the movie there was a watchman. All Wachira saw in that movie was a watchman. And the watchman was the guy who acted as the late Papa Shirandula. And from that movie, that watchman, Wachira created Papa Shirandula. Boom. That was Wachira. He's got a thing, he's got an eye for such, man.
What did that do for your brand now? I mean, Jimmy was a brand.
Yeah, so by that time, remember, I'm struggling. I'm now at a point in a situation where I'm even now struggling. I'm even now being caught up by my own
life issues. So they didn't disappear just because you buried them? No,
they didn't disappear. In fact, they became bigger. They were bubbling under. And by the time I realized it was too late. And so, one, I became angry because I thought everyone was out to get me. I lost Hot 96 because somebody was jealous. That's what I thought. And not understanding that I didn't understand how office politics work. And then I got to Nation. And Nation, this whatever happened, and I got in as a presenter. Then I became the programs controller, and then I did something, and people thought, this guy's coming for us. So I was angry. And then, in my own personal life, remember, I'm still running my life the way I grew up understanding it. And my kids are becoming older. Society has put me on a certain pedestal. My biggest cheerleader is now my biggest antagonist. You know what I mean? And by the time everything came to a full, it exploded.
And when was it exploding?
It started actually when I joined. I also did. So Alpha Giri on K24 is also my concept. I went to Alpha Giri with a proposal.
Yes.
And actually, again from our experience at Power Breakfast, Kobe Kihara and I created. We went with Alpha Giri. Alpha Giri, if people remember, was the first Swanglish speaking breakfast show on television. We never spoke English. We should speak easy.
Yeah.
You mix Swahili and English. That was us on K24. That's what we went with. I don't know what it looks like now. And in there, we expanded newspaper reviews. We did big things.
Just so your proposals, you're the one who's going to the station and saying,
So I knew things at Raw Media were coming to a head. And of course, K24 kept calling. They came calling for a year or so, and I wasn't interested.
Why were things coming to a head at Royal Media?
How can I put it? Tuko tumeweza kuvutana na watu.
Oh, okay.
It was becoming a bit tricky. Happens. Anyway, so I heard that these guys are looking for me. And then Kobe, at that time, Kobe was a consultant. So I called Kobe because we were still in touch. At that time, she had left Raw Media. And says, hey. So I told her, these guys have come. I said, dude, can we go with a proposal? I'm like, yeah, because I told her, I want to go with you as my producer. And so we sat down, put together Nini, and came up with Alpha Giri. And the difference would have been, we speak Swanglish. Si ungekama vile watu mtoa uongea like that, yeah. We would never speak Swahili kama ya Swale Mdoe or Kizungu ya John Sibio Kumu. Tutonge kama vile watu wa kawaida. And that was it. And one of the things that featured most on that show was Life Ya Hustler. I used to do a feature called Life Ya Hustler. That again, that's where the story of what's his presenter? Rasta. Oh, Jamariko, eh?
Busi. Yes, the one for Kiss.
Busi's interview came from there. How powerful story. How, it's still on YouTube. You should watch it anyway. I have done so many things.
Later on, he went to Kiss.
Yes.
Oh, we're not even
from
Kiss,
that,
he went to radio. Is it radio?
At that time, he was at Ghetto.
Yes.
After that interview, is when now I think he grew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brucha.
And by this time, I am just running on fumes. At this time, I'm just running on fumes. I'm not sure about anything. I'm still coming up with content, but I'm not sure. And I can feel myself disintegrate. I can feel, I'll tell you what. So I joined K24 in 2013. At the end of 2013, I knew my career was in problems. I knew that something bad was about to happen in my life. I didn't know what it was, but every day I woke up in fear. Every interaction I had with my kids, with my family, with people around me, with work, I was in fear.
And this time, how many kids do you have at this time?
I had three already. I had three kids already.
Yeah.
I hadn't had a grandchild yet. Yes, I had a grandchild. No. I had a grandchild when I joined. Yes, I had a grandchild. Yes. Ella. But now it's just touch and go. Everything I touch, I'm not sure anymore. Any decision I make, I'm not sure I'm making the right decision. And it was very easy then for somebody to overturn my decision because I wasn't in control of stuff. Jimmy Tundevi, okay, yeah, maybe this is the right way, yeah, maybe. So, yeah, we can't do this, okay, so I'm not arguing. I'm not putting my foot down. Hey, no, hey, oh, I'm not. Because I don't know anymore. And so by the time I got to Nation, and I got to Nation in 2015.
And radio.
On radio.
Yeah.
My daughter got married in 2016, I think. The year my daughter got married, the beginning of that year, I knew something bad was about to happen. And I knew something bad was about to happen to me and my career, and I knew I'm like, you can feel it when something's about to go down.
You're feeling the relevancy is going. Is it the influx of social media?
Not relevance. It wasn't really about social media. It was just I wasn't. The one thing that got me thinking was, why are people challenging me about the things I'm doing?
Oh.
Why are people questioning for example, my radio, my media experience? When I said this is what I want to do, why are you questioning? When I said this is what I want for this station, why are you doubting me?
I've been here.
Allow me to do it. See what happened. Thank you. I've been here. And guys are like, no, So that was very scary for me, and that was like, wait, maybe I'm not the ish anymore. Oh my God, so let me tell you something. Somebody, and I won't say which station because but one of the things that scared me was when somebody told me, your sell-by date has come.
Oh,
that thing was, I think that's the one thing that started that fear thing. Because literally, what he said is, Jimmi Gathu's sell-by date.
Expiry.
Expiry date.
Imefika.
And for me, that thing never left me.
And you believed it.
And I believed it. I believed it. So I sank deeper into my struggles, and any time something would happen and would get, like I would get an MC gig and gets cancelled, I would get an opportunity to work somewhere and gets cancelled, I believed my sell-by date has come. What am I doing? And when people would say, you know what, you were just a presenter, I sank deeper. And here's a funny thing. When you're in that state of mind, when you in gear like a club, and people look at you, people are looking at you because they know you. Jimmi Gathu in gear. What am I thinking? These guys are looking at me because
the former.
They know that I'm not the ish, so they're laughing at me, and so I stopped going out. To this day, imagine. Can I tell you something which is straight? Can you imagine? I am trying to start going to clubs again.
What?
It's a struggle. As in, it's almost like, it's like what? It's like walking. So there's one time I went
physio.
I went to a club and I lasted 40 minutes. I know you're laughing. To me, it was, wow, I did 40 minutes. I could never last 10 or 5. Because I'd walk in and guys are looking at me, hey, Jimmy, and I'm thinking, shit, they're laughing at me. And I walk out.
Yo.
And I sank to recluse. I became a recluse, and deeper and deeper.
So this is,
deeper.
Jimmy, like, you don't have to speak about it, but this is affecting your marriage.
Everything.
This is affecting your relationship with your kids.
Yeah.
This is affecting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's why I love my kids. My kids never stopped calling me. I mean, the times it was bad, Esther. So you learn how to hide. Eh? People can't find you. And then your kids call you. Dad, hi, you okay? Yeah. Where are you? And like sometimes I'd even go to the national park and chill there. I'm at the national park. You okay? Yeah. Okay. I love you. Love you. Ivo, all of them, not at Ihuyu. I have 3 daughters. Yeah? Each one of them separately called me at the same time. And that's what kept me going.
Wow.
Because let me tell you, I was every time something negative happens, I sank deeper deeper until I disappeared. Na seti kudisappear nimeenda tawa nyingine. Yani munaniona lakini amunioni. Am I making sense here? And that's why I tell you the person,
So you know, you talked about this mental health thing. I can understand and let me say this, everybody gets here in life.
Yeah.
You get where your skills are questionable.
Yeah.
Where like, oh my God, I used to be.
Yeah, I used to be.
But that's the thing. You know what I mean? Don't think it's a unique thing to Jimmy. If you're a doctor, you'll get there. If you're you get there.
You'll get there.
This is where suicidal thoughts.
Yeah. So I never got those.
Okay, you didn't.
And to an extent, I think if my kids had stopped calling, maybe that would have come. But I never thought about it. I never had suicidal thoughts. I just felt sorry for myself. Period. I just hated everything. I hated the world. I hated family. I hated my marriage. I hated everything. Everything. I'm like, if I've not done this, you get angry. Okay, I would come up. A friend of mine called Martin Munywa, tafuta me, Jimmy. So
I know Martin
Munywa, yeah, Miss President. I need you to do this. So Martin Munywa and his wife Isabel looked for me, tafuta me, and managed me.
Wow.
Managed me for Miss President. And then Miss President ended. And I could see it in Martin. It's like, I'm going to let this guy go. At least here, this guy could talk. I could see it in Martin's face. And I could see Martin is trying to extend this thing. And it's not going to extend, it's going to happen. The show is over, so I got to go. And so after Miss President, back to my reclusivity. The one thing that kept me going was my children.
So this happens over is it over years, over months?
No, what are you saying? This is from 2018 to, okay, in terms of sinking, 2017 to 2019. 2 years. And then
trying to climb back up.
So in between that, Martin Munywa comes in with Miss President and then ends after 6 months. So I go back. And then when I go down, kabisa, now I'm sioni mbele wala nyuma. I know there's one point. I was called for an MC job. Went for rehearsals. And went home, knowing that the next day I'm emceeing an event. I've even sent an invoice. I get home from rehearsals, and I'm told, Jimmy, client has decided to go with somebody else. I was with client. We did a rehearsal. I told this guy, what do you mean? He's like, client has decided to go with somebody. What do you mean go with somebody else? To rehearsal, he was there, but I couldn't say so. I don't know, Jimmy. That, oh my, kama ni Mungu, brother. Here's what I did. I sat down, I remember I sat down and I told God, so God, you've decided this is my destiny. This is how my life is going to be. So I've accepted that I'm a husband, because somebody can change MC that quickly. I'm a husband. No value to anyone. I'm not thinking about suicide. I've just accepted that this is where I'm going to be. See, I'm still sinking deeper. And the funny thing is, people will still take advantage of your situation and walk all over you. It's the saddest bit. And so I accept. So people would call me names, family, friends, close friends, and I would take it. Because as far as I was concerned, that's what God has destined for me to be. To be the person who people will insult and disrespect. And
from a financial perspective, nothing's coming in.
Nothing is coming in. I'm not earning anything. I'm not working at all. I'm living off someone. I don't know. Yeah, it was tough.
How do you, let me say this. The only reason that I can ask these tough questions because I see you seated here. And I know anybody who has the ability to talk about a place that they have been or not, it's because you're not there. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But how do you climb out of that? Let's change the battery. We'll come back.
Okay.
Wow, this is so powerful, Jimmy.